Welcome back everyone to a windy Perthshire in Scotland. So there are three of us out today. In the distance we have got Mr. Fletch, and we've got the new boy, Mr. Albert, right here, and then we have me. Now today it is what we call in Scotland blowing a hoolie. It is very, very windy. So I'm doing my best to protect the microphone from the prevailing winds. This field has produced quite a number of finds, as has the next field over. We've had some nice Georgian coins, had a few Scottish coins from Charles I and Charles II, and Fletch managed to get himself a 13th or 14th century medieval buckle or strap end, and in the next field over I managed to winkle out a 13th century 1290s Edward I hammered penny a few months back. So fingers crossed, there's a lot of activity around, and let's see how we get on. This is part one. If you like what you see, then give me a like, give me a follow, hit the subscription button and the notifications, and hopefully we'll see you again. Let's see what we can get. And I should have also said it's the battle of Garrett versus XP, because I am using my trusty XP Goldmax Power V4, but both the boys have got Garrett 80 Pro Internationals. So 2 against 1. Let's see which machine comes out triumphant. Just 5 minutes in, and the first signal of the day. Doesn't sound too bad. Let's hope we got off to a flyer. Doing my best to keep you out the wind. That. There we go. We have got a possibly a piece of junk. It looks like it's been circular at one point. Let's give it a wee rub-a-dub, see if we've got any detail. Well, it looks like it's been circular in shape. It's got a hole there. I'm guessing that that might be... Oh, I've dropped it straight away. I've dropped it. Wouldn't be me without dropping it. Straight away, I think we have got maybe an escutcheon for a key for a door, but it's junk. This one didn't sound the best, so I didn't film it, and I don't know what it is. It's possibly some sort of stud from leather. It looks like it's made of lead. Or, I don't know, could it be the wheel off a child's toy? Who knows? But I think we're putting it down as junk. Didn't even need to dig this one, right on the surface. Often happens, the frost and the rain on a freshly ploughed field brings metalwork up to the surface. I find loads of these, and I have got no idea what they are. Some people have said they're pins off of wheels or spokes or something. If anyone knows, do let me know. Copper alloy, and look like they've got iron in one end, and they've always got this shape, this elbow. In fact, could it be a raker for raking the field? That's possible actually. That could be what it is. Let me know. Have we got a good one? Fairly consistent. Could we have coin number 1? Let's see. It's not a coin, but it's interesting. It looks like a chain, or part of a chain. It is, I don't know, maybe part of a bracelet. It's got that kind of look to it, hasn't it? The question is it old? What do you reckon? Could it be gold? Green gold. It looks like it's copper. Copper alloy bracelet. There's not a lot of weight to it. But I don't see any signs of markings or such like. But it's definitely part of a bracelet, so probably someone who was out working in the field and their bracelet has snapped. I'd reckon that's probably going to be what, maybe about half to a third of how it would have originally been. Maybe we'll get the rest, and with a bit of luck maybe there'll be a big gold pendant attached. Date wise, I reckon it's not particularly old. 1850s, 1950s, something like that. Oh, the wind is terrible, really getting strong now. Literally 2 feet to the side on the surface from where the bracelet was. Unfortunately, it's not the rest of the bracelet. Come in number A23815. Your time is up. This looks like an ear tag, probably from a cow. This one was deep and it was a bit erratic, and it's a bullet casing, or part of a bullet casing. You can just make out, it looks like it says moon or noon there, and the calibre is there at 410. We have a good one. Oh, that sounds like a coin all day long. Damn it, I see gold, but I don't think it's the kind of gold that I was wanting. That is, I think, a squash bottle top or something like that. Damn, 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 damn. Well, straight away, first signal, first spade full. Look at that, popped right out, wasn't even deep. And that, I think, folks, is coin number 1. It looks pretty smooth, but it looks like a penny. It is very, very worn, but I reckon it is Queen Victoria. So that's going to put it sometime 1837, I think she was on the throne, and through until 1901, 1902, thereabouts. Famous for, under her reign, the British Empire grew to cover, what was it, 2/3 of the world, and she was also, not a lot of people realise, but she was also the world's biggest drug dealer. Most people think about Pablo Escobar and various other people, but the biggest drug dealer in history was in fact Queen Victoria. She was on the throne at a time when the Brits were obsessed with drinking tea, which came from China. And the problem was the Chinese didn't want anything in return from the British. The British had to pay for it in silver, which meant that Britain was running a massive deficit. But they soon discovered that in India, which was controlled, there was huge amounts of opium. So they began a very lucrative opium trade, supplying millions of people in China with opium. And as a result of that, about 20-25% of income for the whole of the British Empire was coming from dealing in opium or heroin. And it ended up Britain going to war. I think in the 1840s, the first opium wars, because China didn't want it. They banned opium, and the British weren't particularly keen at having 20-25% of their revenue cut off, so they went to war with China. There you go, a nice bit of trivial history for you. You would never think Queen Victoria was a drug dealer. Well, Albert's doing not bad. He's got himself a Georgios V, by the grace of God, King of the Britons, Defender of the Faith, Emperor of India. And it's a halfpenny. You've got Britannia on the back, and you've got a very clear date of 1928. Oh, he's got something else. He's got a button. You can see where the stud is in the middle, where the loop would have been attached, but it's got a bit of age to it. Actually, has it got decoration? I've dropped your coin. Shock horror. There's something going on there. Almost looks like a figure with a outstretched hand to the left hand side, or an outstretched arm. Bit more interesting. You can clean that up when he gets home. Might have a bit of age to it. 1700s, maybe into the start of the 1800s. But it's a find. Another one for Mr. Albert. He's got himself a cup weight. So these were like those little Russian dolls. Shouldn't mention Russia at the moment, but like those wee Russian dolls that all stack one inside the other. These are little cup weights, and they did the same. So you would stack them up, one inside the other, inside the other. And this one is 1 ounce. So that is in imperial, no, what is it? Is it metric or imperial? Imperial's an ounce, so metric, this would be 28.375 grams, give or take. 1 ounce. Date wise, it's probably got a bit of age to it. It's probably going to be Victorian, sort of 1830s through to 1900, but it could be slightly earlier. I was expecting to maybe see a mark of the king or queen at the time because of the Weights and Measures Act, but I think if it was there, it's corroded off. But in any case, it's a nice find. Well, Mr. Fletch has done it. He's found himself a hammered coin. Now this is... Oh, I've dropped it. He's found it, don't worry. Right. Take two. He nearly dropped it. This is a hammered coin. And this doesn't look like much. It's Scottish, I guess. And it's not silver, I think it's copper. And on the other side, you can just make out a few letters and a ring around the outside. I think there's going to be a bit of detail in the centre, possibly a lion there, a rampant lion. And I think this type of coin is called a billion or a billin black or a billin plaque, if I remember rightly. Chances are this is going to date to one of the Stuart kings. I'm guessing probably James IV, James V, James VI, or James VI's mother, Mary Queen of Scots. So we've got a couple of letters there. Do let us know in the comments, but I think that is what that's going to be. So what we're talking, 400 or 500 year old coin for Mr. Fletch. Not going to do anything else to clean it at the moment, but it's looking very good. And he's done it again. He's found himself half of what looks like a commemorative medallion. It looks like it almost says chess there. And then here I think IND, so that'll be India. So it would say probably what it says on these coins, you know, Defender of the Faith, Emperor of India or Empress of India. And we've got two figures side by side. Chances are, I reckon this is probably going to be George V. And his wife was Mary of Teck. And on the back you can just make out some writing. Definitely says the word marriage. Celebration of the marriage. And then we've got something, is that a number there? In fact, that looks like 18 something. Can't be. That would be Queen Victoria, unless it was before her, but let us know in the comments. We'll need to search online for this one when we get home, but you can see there's a hole at the top there where it would have been suspended. Definitely looks a bit like George V there, the figure on the right. Maybe it's 19 something. 1922, 1932, who knows. So, let us know in the comments below. Well, I've barely said to Fletch, I'm not really doing very well, and got a signal, not the best. Turn that over, and what do you call that? That, ladies and gents, is a very crusty looking coin. It's actually quite thin. Oh no, it's a button. Damn. Oh, I thought that was going to be a nice old coin there for a minute. It's a big dandy button. You can see it looks like it's been silver gilded in the past. Maybe we'll get lucky, we'll get some decoration. Lovely imprint. Let's give it a clean up and see. Well, I had such high hopes there. Got too excited too quickly. You can just make out a sort of florally decoration. You see these little dots which go all the way around, and you can see little flecks of silver in there. It would have originally been silver gilded, and on the back you can see a big trace of that right there in the centre. Still got the loop, and this is a dandy button. This was worn, as I'm sure many of you know from watching my videos, these were worn by young men, mostly in their teens and 20s into their early 30s, who were sort of the metrosexuals of the day. They used to dress up even though they were pretty poor. They would make as much effort as they could to dress and look well heeled. They would wear waistcoats and jackets that had very bright colours, and they would accessorise them with these oversized, colourful buttons, and they became known as the dandy boys. You can see very, very thin material. And the dandy boys were kicking around during the reign of George III. So round about 1750, 1760 through into the beginning of the 1800s. They think about 1815 they kind of went out of fashion.